What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here back again for another Manchester City video and back again for another preview. Today we're going to be previewing Manchester City's game in the Champions League against Sparta Prague. So before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorship for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. 100 likes is the aim. Do let me know your thoughts as well in the comments below, including your score and team prediction for this game. And finally, I would say a big thank you to today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by SofaScore, who are going to keep you guys up to date every single step of the way with all the latest scores. They're going to keep you guys up to date with all the latest match information, match statistics, match analysis, and so much more. Not just limited to football, by the way, but it's got all the sports covered that you guys love to go and follow, all in one place, all in one app, very highly rated. It is free to download, and anyone that does download using my link in the description or the QR code on screen does help to support the future content created here on my channel. And I want to say a big thank you to SofaScore for sponsoring this video. On to the match information for this game. This game taking place at the Etihad Stadium in the Champions League on Wednesday 23rd of October 2024 with an 8 PM BST kickoff time, with the game being broadcast live on TNT Sports in the United Kingdom. Anyone heading to the Etihad for this game, to enjoy yourself. So our opponents, AC Sparta Prague, formed in 1893, the most successful Czech side, led by manager Lars, currently find themselves 10th in the Champions League, the second in the Czech league behind Slavia Prague, and Sparta Prague are the most successful team in Czechia, ahead of their city rivals in Slavia Prague. Now, in terms of their form in the Champions League, unbeaten. They've won one and drawn one in the Champions League so far. They drew away to Stuttgart 1-1 in their last game, and they beat RB Salzburg in their opening game 3-0 at home. Now, in terms of their dangers, I know very little about their players. What I do know is that they work hard as a team, they defend well, they attack fearlessly, and they will have a go at Manchester City, as to be expected by every team in the Champions League. And I'll be honest, I think I'd be more fearful if this been a real proper banana skin if this was away from home rather than at the Fortress Etihad Stadium when it comes to European football. Now, in terms of injury news for Sparta Prague, Albanese and Kabort, they are both out. So in terms of their team, I'm expecting them to line up with a 3-4-3 formation, with Vindal Jensen starting in goal, the back three made up of Vitic, Panak and Zeleny. They have Praisedo on the right wing, Reynez on the left wing, with Laki, Kernan, Berman-Sevic occupying their midfield, and Harslin and Rahmani potentially starting up top. It could well be a case where you see just Laki and Kernan starting as their two central midfielders, and you'll see Berman-Sevic starting on the right wing with Harsalin starting on the left wing, with Rahmani starting up top. As I said, don't know too much about their team. What I do know is they'll be fearless, they'll try and defend deep when they can, they will look to try and play football, and they'll try and attack and score goals. So there might be some space here for Manchester City. I think first goal, pretty crucial. If City can get that, I think City could go on to cruise this game. If this was away from home, I think this would be trickier than what I'm expecting it to be at the Etihad Stadium, but any team that's in the Champions League offers its own complications, and City really need to be wary of that and have to put in a top quality performance if they're wanting 3 points. And as far as I'm concerned, with tricky away games coming up against Sporting CP, against PSG and Juventus awaiting Manchester City, I'm looking at these home games and I'm thinking, get the points in the bag, which to me makes this game a must-win game. And considering Sparta Prague are unbeaten in the Champions League, they have something about them, so City got to be wary of that. Now, City, led by manager Pep Guardiola, formed in 1894, find ourselves second in the Premier League in England and 8th in the Champions League. In terms of our form in the Premier League, where we've played 8 games so far, won 6, drawn 2, won our last game at home, in our home game anyway, 3-2 against Fulham, before we won at the weekend away from home 2-1 against Wolves, thanks to a 95th minute John Stones header. In the Champions League, in our first game, we drew 0-0 against Inter Milan, before beating Slovan Bratislava away from home 4-0, yet to concede in the Champions League and got 4 goals to our name. In terms of dangers, everywhere on the pitch. Manchester City, one of the favourites for the Champions League, and that is for a reason. Now, Manchester City are missing some key players. Oscar Bobb and Rodri are long-term absentees. I'm not expecting Kyle Walker to feature. Same with Kevin De Bruyne as well. Nathan Ake maybe could get some minutes. We'll have to wait and see. Everybody else should be good to go, including Manuel Akanji. So I'm going to pop up my team prediction now. I'm going with Ederson to start in goal. The back three made up of Akanji on the right-hand side, Diaz through the middle, and Josko Gvardiol going on the left-hand side. It means some rest for John Stones because I don't want him doing 2 games in 3 days. I think that'd be silly going off his injury track record. I go with Rico Lewis and Ilkay Gundogan as our 2 potential holding midfielders. Means rest for Mateo Kovacic because just like with John Stones, you don't want to be overusing him, so I want a little bit of rotation from Manchester City. I'm also going with Matheus, Nunes and Phil Foden to make up the rest of Manchester City's midfield. Means rest there for Bernardo Silva. The trickiest question is about wingers. Where do you go? Do you go Savinho and Doku? Do you go Savinho and Grealish? Do you go Doku and Grealish? What do we want to do? Do we want to go Phil Foden out wide or Bernardo out wide? I'm going Savinho and Jack Grealish because I think Jack Grealish deserves some minutes, and then use Jeremy Doku once the defence of Sparta Prague starts to tire, have him run at some tired legs if we need him to. And of course Erling Haaland starting up top, and because we've not got a backup striker, Haaland's going to be getting plenty of minutes. So I imagine that if City can go out and score 2 or 3 pretty quick goals, I can see Erling Haaland being substituted pretty early on in this game. We will see. So I'm having a bit of rotation here and there. Rest for John Stones and Kovacic I think is the most important thing. I'm also giving a bit of rest for Bernardo Silva as well. Now, my score prediction, I'm going 4-0 Manchester City. It's not a fair reflection of how I think this game's going to be. I think it could be quite tricky first 20-25 minutes. I think Sparta may start to make a mistake or two, and if they do, City will punish that. So I'm going Manchester City to score a couple of goals in the first half, both of them for Erling Haaland. City come out in the second half, and I'm going Erling Haaland hat-trick and Phil Foden to grab a goal as well. Erling Haaland back in amongst the goals, and that's my betting tip as well. I'm going hat-trick for Erling Haaland. If he does get a hat-trick, expect him to be taken off, and Manchester City giving him a little bit of rest, so we don't need to be risking him when we've not really got many options with Oscar Bobb being out injured, and of course we sold Julian Alvarez in the summer. So next up for Manchester City, we play Southampton in the Premier League on Saturday at 3 PM BST. Our next Champions League game is on Tuesday, November 5th, away at Sporting Club de Portugal. For Sparta Prague, they play Victoria Plzen away on Sunday in the early evening kickoff before their next Champions League game taking place on Wednesday 6th of November against Brest of France. Last note, live watch-alongs, they're back live at 7:30 PM BST tomorrow, Wednesday, for this game. Link will be out later on today for you to go and set your reminders for that, and I will see you over on for that. So that has been today's video. If you did enjoy this video, please do leave a thumbs up. 100 likes is the aim. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below, including your score and team prediction for this game. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my big up Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And finally, I want to say a big thank you to today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by SofaScore. I'll see you all again tomorrow for the live watch along of this game. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.